Monday.
And we're on. This is the show. Welcome to 2023. This is Hugh, coming at you live from Toronto, and I've got Lamont here joining me today. Hi, Lamont.
How you doing?
Great. Well, we're hitting the ground running for the new year.
Why not?
We actually have a great show today. We got Dr. Donna Kakonge coming on here in about half an hour, and we've got your friend and mine, Mireille Rose from Montreal.
You got it. Great lady. Great lady. Mireille, walk the talk. This lady is a legend. And if not known by many, will very soon be known by a lot of people.
Yeah.
As a Canadian lady who stands up, she's the number one in this country.
Yeah, I know. I got a chance to meet her, go out. We hung out. We went to a brasserie.
A brasserie?
In Montreal.
Nice.
Near her place. It was fun. It's a good place.
Yeah, no, she's got a great energy for the city. You know, I love Montreal so much. You know, Toronto's got its vibe too, but being a French guy, I can tell you Montreal has lots of brasseries, like you said, you know, and the music scene, the film scene, you know, the arts. It's just a different vibe down there.
It's people don't understand. Well, I don't know what people think, but yeah, it's a totally different vibe, Toronto to Montreal. It's like I think a lot of people that live in Toronto wish they could live in Montreal, or wish they did live in Montreal.
Yeah. I think hands down, if I was to talk to an English person, French person, or anyone who knows French people versus English people, and having lived in this city for 25 years, I would have to say French people know how to have fun a little bit more than English people, just a touch, you know, and I've gotten into arguments about this kind of stuff. But then I just go through the list of the comparisons, and at the end of it, English people are crying and French people are kissing. So it's, you know, that city's got way more. I don't hear in English like de joie de vivre. I don't hear that in English. I hear that in French. Yeah. You know, it's the way it is. Yeah. It's like Italians, you know, like are you gonna argue with me that they make the best pasta on the planet? Probably not.
I won't.
No.
And you see it in Northern Ontario and Northern Quebec. I think we've talked about this, right?
Yeah.
You got those little Northern Ontario towns, for the most part, sort of drab and, you know, lifeless. You cross the border onto the Quebec side. Or even there's some French towns in Northern Ontario.
Yep.
Like Sturgeon Falls.
Yeah.
That's the first time I ever went there. It was like, that's where I saw soft ice cream. You know, just down the main street. I thought, what is that? I got to get some of that. Never had that where I came from. You know what I'm saying?
You never knew what an ice cream headache was before that day.
Well, I don't know about that, but I can't even remember if I had the soft ice cream that day, but now it's everywhere.
Right.
You got the Dairy Queen stuff.
Yeah. Funny enough, I never met a French Ontarian until I moved to Ontario and met people who spoke fluent French and expected them to say, oh, I'm from Montreal or Quebec or France or, you know, Belgium or somewhere. And they were like, no, and I'm from Northern Ontario. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? They're like, there's a full out frontal French, you know, community and life up there. And I didn't understand that until I got here.
Well, not only that, but even in my hometown,
yeah,
there's 2 French high schools.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think back in the day, you know, Canada was something to be revered as bilingual. You know, before we became a more of a multicultural country, I think French English was really the first stanchion of language in the country. The Indigenous people never had much of a chance through the government that we now have, you know, to instill their language, which I would love. I would love for that to be taught in the schools. But even with the French, we've lost that. You know, the English they're taking over. The government's taking out the French. They are. And yeah, they are. They're making it more difficult for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Which government?
What do you mean, which government?
Well, I mean the provincial, the federal.
I would say they're all in league with each other. I don't have all the, here's the thing. I say a lot of things where I don't have data and proof and research and stuff, but I know from having a daughter who was in French school how difficult it was to move her around into different communities that would have the kind of French programs they used to have. And from speaking with parent groups that were fighting the province to have French schools that were abandoned. I mean, we know a lot of schools were abandoned in the last 15, 20 years in Ontario that have been left bereft of education, kids, anything to do. These pieces of real estate have been sitting around. The teachers' funds and the investments dealing with the school boards are flush with cash. It's one of the biggest investment company groups in Canada, if not, in North America. And French communities crying for French schools when there's schools that are empty out there. They've had to fight, and they've won some battles. But that's part of the agenda that we're seeing today, at the disempowerment of the people.
Mm-hmm. Well, totally, yeah. I mean, they have a whole other agenda what they want to teach the kids these days.
And I have a feeling, Hugh, that there's a growing number of people out there ready to stand up to that, and not necessarily fight. I think we've done a lot of fighting since the beginning of this agenda. Some of us more than others, and we're just kind of realizing what the new level of fight has to look like. It's not a bloody battle. It has to be something done forefront, at the same time as being behind the scenes, if that makes any sense. I think we can talk about a lot of the missions that need to happen in this country, but as for being organizers or people that are leading the charge, I think a whole bunch of people need to step up and start being the organizers of these things and not depend on illustrious leaders to always further the charge. I think people have to start realizing they got to get themselves off social media and actually do something they want to see,
Yeah, it's like because it's like we got this reset going on, supposedly the World Economic Forum.
Yep.
And yet, I mean, right now it seems, I'm just trying to read the tea leaves right now with what's going on in terms of, because it seems this agenda to lock people down and to stick a needle in their arms is running out of gas, or has run out of steam. People increasingly reticent to get a booster shot. There was another a Buffalo Bills player collapsed on the field over the weekend.
I heard about that. Just suddenly.
Yeah, like out of the blue.
Suddenly, just like that. I'm 51 years old, my friend, and I think only since the last couple of years have I seen people being pronounced dead on media where they have no cause. No cause. Not a, long-running battle with pancreatic cancer and remission for blah, blah, and has been worked. Oh, geez, childhood incident or a crash or nope. It's died suddenly. No cause, no reason, no mention of investigation as to why on all fronts. Rich people, poor people, famous people, down the street people, like you don't even understand anymore. People have to start asking questions. Why suddenly, and why aren't anyone asking any questions, right?
Well, the good news, Lamont, is that there were some doctors that came online after the incident and cleared it up that it had nothing to do with the vaccine. So,
right away.
So that's the good news.
Wow. And they announced that. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times have you and I seen like a Monty Python sketch or something where the cops show up to the door, the thief opens the door, he's got his pockets full of jewelry. He's got a gun in his hand. He's drinking the guy's last scotch. The door opens. Sir, what are you doing here? Nothing. Sir, we've had reports in the area. There have been thefts. Really? Wow. Well, I don't know about that. Would you like to have a drink with me? Well, sir, I'm kind of on my job right now. I'm investigating the fact that this might be a robbery here. Sir, do you live here? Well, not really. Oh, where are the owners of the house? They're probably on vacation. How do you know that? Well, we've been staking out the house for a couple of weeks, and we figured out that they were in Bahamas. Oh, well, that's nice. So what are you doing right now? Well, we're just watching the house, making sure that when they come back, there's absolutely no alcohol or jewelry in the house. Sir, that's amazing. We really appreciate you being a community-led leader like this. Have a good day. And shut off the lights when you're done. I wonder if the person's guilty. And the fact that these doctors come on and honestly and automatically say it's not the vaccine. I swear to God, man, people must be asking. I mean, what do you think? Do you think people are actually saying, oh my God?
Well, you know, it could be. I think that there's some, you know, we could talk about this all day, Lamont.
We could.
But, and yet the topic has been talked to death. And even I'm getting tired of it. Because it's like, as soon as you start talking about it, you're going to have a bunch of people here that are going to be like turned off. Oh, they're talking about that, blah, 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 blah. You know, it's just, and also, you know, then then we talk about it, and then how we feel about it comes out, right? And you know, sometimes that could reflect some anger on our part, right? And I mean, it's just a crazy world out there right now. And you could look at it from any number of ways. And, you know, I just have to be very with myself. Okay, what do I know? Right. And I have to admit what I know and what I don't know. And, but I certainly can have reason for several ominous working hypothesis about what could be going on, right? But we're just here. We're just trying to showcase some people here in Toronto and elsewhere that are just doing stuff, because people are still living their lives. They're still doing their businesses, still trying to do business as usual. And you know, I in light of everything else, you just have to applaud people who are just putting one foot in front of the other and keeping on.
I agree with you. I agree with you that, you know, I've seen a lot of heroic action since the beginning of this agenda, the new reset, or the Great Reset. And you're right. I applaud the people that still go to their 9-to-5 jobs, that have comply. See, I won't even say what they had to comply to. They had to comply to certain regulations to keep their jobs. The kids had to comply to certain regulations to go to school, where everybody had their little hamster wheel of the Canadian dream, the American dream, whatever it is that we were led to believe, you know, in the industrial era, you know, after the world wars, to realize what we had to do to build a nation. And that's still going today. And the people that can still keep their heads down and ignore so they can keep going is not easy. It's not. It's not. You know, and I know people that do it. And I know people that have said to me, I wish I could do this. I wish I had a different choice. I wish. And it's like, well, you do, but it's not easy. And why do we keep talking about this? Because I will be beaten to death before I admit the fact that someday, when we know the truth of what's going on, that they'll say, you were one of the people that sat there and didn't say anything. Bullshit. Nobody will ever say that to me.
Okay, family show.
Oh, excrement of birds, excrement of rats and bats, all the things. But no, seriously, you know, I'm tired of talking about it too, but here's the thing. We are going to find a way to talk about it until we have solutions.
Well, that's what we're really working on, really, is the solutions, right? And it's like, I mean, right now it's just you and me sitting in this room, right? It's got to start somewhere. And not that other people, not that our other people aren't doing lots of stuff, right? But somehow we just got to bring these people together.
We've been confused for a while, Hugh. And I'll tell you, this is what, you know, if we take a look at history, and a lot of the movements that have been destroyed or disabled or figured out or, you know, squandered, is that a whole bunch of people did their best at the beginning of what they see in front of them as confusion, division, attacks, governments letting them down, neighbors, you know, folding on them or ratting on them, or family members doing the same thing. It's a lonely place for a lot of people that are the fighters of what this is right now to help create the future. So I'm personally, and you're probably seeing a whole bunch of people out there clamoring to heal themselves, hopefully, before they try to get out there and show an agenda to help others, you know, and figure out a mission and a platform. And I think you and I you've done very well. I mean, what, since '92, you've been in print advertising, you've been in editorial, you've been in on these kind of mediums, you know, where you've got online community channels, and you've dealt with a lot of people, and yet here we are, just you and I, and we know where these people are, who they are. We're only days into January right now.
It's the 3rd.
Right.
Today, early.
Now, I have a court date in 2 more days where I deal with, quite frankly, if this leads to a judgment, either way, we have the government. We have the court system where we want them as to who I am and what I've done in this country to stand up for the people. We're going to find out what that is. So what happens moving forward of that is we need to do shows where we invite other leaders and other people who don't even know what that word means to come onto this show, where we can send them a link live where they can participate in the show, ask questions where we start building these missions, right?
Absolutely. And that applies to everybody that's watching this show right now, no matter where they are, anywhere in the Caribbean, in the US,
anywhere
in Canada, because it just seems to me that it's a global issue, right? It's like, it doesn't matter where you are. It's the same issues that are affecting everybody right now.
People need to do something. Okay? You're right. I am tired of talking about it. We would be done talking about it if people actually stood up and did something about it. But the same agenda that's upon us today is the same agenda that's launched these damn smartphones in our hands. We've given them to our kids. We're on platforms all the time, wasting our time, liking posts and pooing on people that are trying their best to do something. Okay.
Yeah.
And literally, I have these little stick-it notes that I've been writing on with all these little quotes and things that are going to happen real soon. Coming next week when we start the show. Do you want to start it on Monday next week?
I wanted to have that conversation today, Lamont. So it's nice that we're having it already.
Really?
Yeah.
Look at us.
Yeah.
Whether we like it or not, it's coming.
Yeah.
So the 9th, January, on Monday. Do you want to start this show?
Yeah.
All right. Because honestly, I'm about to, like, you know, unleash, and it's not going to be really nice.
It's not?
No.
Well, Lamont, I want it to be nice.
Yeah, but you know, it can be interlaced with humor, and will be nice ultimately, right? Yeah. But tough love, you know, those are the 2 words that people need to hear right now.
Yeah, I just think, you know, it's just like See, part of my whole thing about it is that right now, well, I think what people need, they need to feel, because I think right now when people watch TV, I mean commercial TV, I mean not including CareVision, of course, but it's people are going to come away from that not feeling good. It's just like a bad vibe machine, right?
Complete programming, yeah.
I mean, and think about society as a whole, how it's at one time it was much happier, happy-go-lucky, stuff like that, and now it's and I think people need something to just make them feel better, happier, stuff like that. And I think the way to do that, and we've talked about this before too, if we focus on what we can do, it's like, I don't care. It's like driving. I always use the driving analogy, right? The guy in front of you that's too slow and it's not driving, he's not a good driver, Instead of engaging that driver and getting into a little road rage altercation with them, you just get around them and keep going to where you're going. Focus on your destination and get there. Just get around these people. Anyway, that's in theory the approach I think, at least that I'd like to take.
Yeah, I agree with you. Listen, I mean, before we're done here in 8 minutes, we're going to talk about some of those missions that are possible and pick a couple so that by the time we talk on Monday, we'll have a couple of people kind of lined up for what we're going to do here. Here is a couple I'm going to bring up here. A man falls 7 times and rises 8. There's these Mongolian proverbs that my friend just sent me here the other day. And for probably 15, 20 minutes, this little, Mongolian proverb goes through all of them. And I haven't seen such a level of wisdom in these quick little memes that are out there. Absolutely crazy. Here's another one. A bad person's voice is loud. In other words, even with what we've heard in the last couple of years going on, is that I would love to sit here and have all that feel-good stuff, Hugh, but people have been trained to trigger themselves with adrenaline response. The fight or flight response is gone in humans because they're no longer in the jungle fighting the lions anymore, or expecting a tribe to come across the mountainside to come and attack them anymore. How do we have fight or flight now to trigger our adrenaline response? By holding onto this phone or being in that traffic that you said, where all of a sudden we're faced with a road rage incident, or a boss coming in your office to blame you for something that you might have done. You get triggered that way. So people get off on that because they can't come up with their own endorphins. They can't come up with their own excitability around life. That's just my judgment, right? Some people do. I'm saying virtually here, always virtually, that what would be great is to come up with some good stuff that's happening so that we can make sure that the agenda doesn't win over us. However, it'd be good to have some of the missions that are feel-good stuff, that are helping certain things. I would love to get involved with, animal rescue and that kind of stuff, right? Oh, somebody mentioned the other night on Facebook that we should start taking a look at the calendar and dealing with that, 13-month calendar again. There's a lot of different ways where we can start rebuilding and start taking a look at maybe some of the older ways that have been working, right? Our good friend Richard. Remember our good friend Richard? The guy that was playing music with us? We don't want his last name just yet, right? But he talked about that, the difference between the Gregorian calendar and other things. And I've got a lot of people really excited about that. And whenever I see people getting excited about something, I want to get on top of that, because then we'll have help. We need support. We need people to start involving themselves in what we're doing here. Because if people can sit back and, like I said, watch the screen, click the like button. But if people could only get involved with a little project here and there, we can really affect a lot of change. And I do believe that. And I'll never stop asking for that.
Okay, so let's just do this, Lamont. Since you just finished it that way, I just put up our email address on the screen, info@thatchannel.com. I just want to encourage everybody who's watching, anybody who is taking what we're saying to heart, that please get in touch with us, and love to have you on the show.
It's called a discussion. Let us know where your passions are.
You know what? I like the word conversation, because there was this book once in the early days of the internet called the Clue Train Manifesto, and it was just talking about how the natural, I don't know if this is the right use of the word, topology, was a conversation.
I think it works.
Right. And this is what kind of, and we've talked about this too, like our government in the parliamentary system is a debate system, right? Yeah. Obviously not working that well. So, instead of, I'm just advocating for a governance rather than being in a debate format, let it be in a conversation format.
Yep. I totally agree with you.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, let's just take a little break. Donna is online. We're going to come back and we're going to have an amazing conversation with Dr. Donna Kakonge. 600 Club kicks off the new year 2023. We'll be right back right after this.
It's funny. Funny right. Hey, down low. Come on. Yes. Put the brace on it. Follow me. Follow me. Follow me. Come again. Funny right. Down low. Put the brace on it. Hey. Yes, you're following good. You're following good. Let's do this now. Put the brace on it.
It's not clear to me what is the philosophical underpinning that drives our foreign policy if we have a different one from CARICOM. And I think if I better understood the philosophy, it would be better, I'd be better able to comment on it.
I know he surprised me, and I'm sure he surprised Dundee. He was all the way on this side. Took about 2 strides, and Kamala catches him, slams him with a chop. 15 minutes back, 45 to Russell, 15 minutes back.
Today we're focusing on salad dressings, and we're also focusing on sourcing all of our ingredients locally. So we're trying to keep everything as fresh as possible for many reasons, also including that we want to support the community. We want to support our local farmers. So we're going to make a few different dressings today. Tell us about the first dressing we're making.
The first dressing we're making is a creamy avocado lime dressing.
This is fantastic. It's simple, there's not that many ingredients.
We are back with your slate.
Today we're here discussing the case of Bradley Downing, who you are representing his mother. He's deceased now. Who was Bradley?
Bradley Downing was a very special young man. He had had a very difficult set of circumstances that he's lived with his whole life. When he was a young child, he suffered an event which left him with severe brain damage.
You are watching Carrot Vision.
Good morning, everybody. We're back here on the show, and we're just see, Lamont and I have a little bit of a ritual here every day. We have a little health beverage that we throw back to keep us healthy, right, Lamont?
Absolutely.
Oops.
The antioxidants are really, really important. Yeah, there we go.
Antioxidants are super important.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of antioxidants, we got Donna Kakonge joining us. She's drinking something too. I'm not sure what we're going to find out right now.
It's orange pico.
Orange pico.
Oh,
yeah, tea. Yeah,
that
yeah. With my merch, Donna Magazine. My merch.
You got everything going on, Donna.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, great to see you again. It's been I don't know, when was the last time we
I think the last time that we had connected on that channel.com, it was January of 2018. And I had an audio issue then, so it didn't work out the way it was supposed to.
So that was before the whole pandemic and everything. Then.
Exactly. It was before the pandemic, and wow, what that was for the world, eh? So
I'm so glad it's over.
Me too.
Me and Lamont here. Lamont, this is Lamont. He's joining us on the interview today.
Hi, Lamont. How are you?
Good, Dr. Donna. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Where are you at anyhow?
I'm in Toronto, actually.
What?
Yeah.
Yes. I'm in Toronto. Yeah.
That's
I'm
exciting.
in Toronto. Yeah.
And so, were you a doctor the last time?
I was in school. Well, in 2018, yes, but I used to come on quite a bit, like 2012, 2013, like around that time when the studio was down by the Heritage building at Bay and Dundas. And so I used to come on quite frequently. Well, not too frequently, but frequently enough around that time. Yeah.
So now
this is a good vibe. I can tell this is a really good vibe. This is really, really good. I like this. I like this.
You see what's going on? She feels it.
And it's also really nice too, because you don't hear a bunch of sirens and fire trucks, and I mean, my good, whoa, it was loud down at Bay and Dundas. Oh my, it was loud, Hugh.
Well, we just call that environmental noise. You give people an audio appreciation for the location. It's a real place. Yeah, we don't get the sirens as much anymore. But
exactly, it's peaceful. It's more fitting to, I think, the age that everybody has developed. As long as they survived COVID. So, yeah.
Okay, Donna. So can I start?
My promotion.
Well, I want to ask you though about your doctor.
Oh, I went to Oise. I went to Oise, not a medical doctor. I went to Oise University of Toronto and did curriculum teaching and learning development. And I did that for 4 years. So I learned a lot. I did my dissertation was 281 pages.
And what can I ask what it was about? You just got
it was about the career aspirations of Black female high school students. And and I did field research, and I had to go through ethics, and I wrote pretty much every day for 4 years and took my courses. I took 6 courses, and it was a good experience. And I was still working at the same time. I didn't go to school full time.
I know you're a busy person, but I don't know. This is
too expensive in Toronto as an adult to go to school for most people full time, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let me ask you this question though. I know it might be an unfair question, but because you wrote 241 pages of your 281.
Yeah.
So can you sum up your disdissertation in 30 seconds or less? A takeaway, because it sounds like a
takeaway. Well, some of the recommendations I had is that I think it's good for a lot of people in general, not just Black female high school students, to learn to take care of themselves, right? If you know how to take care of yourself, like, maybe even sew your own clothes or cook or, do these kinds of things, then you always have skills, these young people had skills that would help them throughout the rest of their lives, so that they'd live productive lives. And no matter what, right? Like if you lose a high-paying job unexpectedly, you can still survive and take care of yourself.
Yeah. Sounds like we might have to start growing our own food too.
Exactly. And a lot of
Right.
people do that. A lot of people actually do that. Like, even in downtown cores, they'll have rooftop gardens. Even the community I live in, there's a community garden. There's a lot of people that grow their own food. There are food sharing type programs where you pay less than what you'd pay at major grocery stores. And so, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, great. Okay,
Mhm.
Donna. So today, listen, I got all you sent me a bunch of links, and I got those all set up. And where do you want to start today? Because we're talking about, maybe you can introduce, because you got so much going on, and I got a lot of questions about everything that you're doing. So
Yeah. One of the first things that I think would be good to talk about would probably be Trovo. And I've gotten into live streaming now, which isn't too different than the live programming that I've done, because I worked on and off for the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation for 17 and a half years, a long time ago. And and I did a lot of live work with them as well. So streaming is great. Like, I find it's really, I've just been using royalty-free music, which actually, Hugh, is an idea I got from you, actually, from being on one of your shows a long time ago. And I was looking through my files and it said royalty-free music. And I thought, yeah, that's a good idea. I should just, go with that, because I was kind of, doing a lot of almost teaching type of things.
yeah,
And that worked, and it did work, but you know how long will it work? So on my own. So, and especially when you're not interacting with the crowd. So yeah.
okay. So I have a couple things. I got a link to your Trovo page, and I also have
Excellent.
I have this Trovo promo that you sent me.
Exactly.
Do you want
Exactly.
to play that as a start?
Yeah, sure. That sounds good. Excellent.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Ben sound. Okay.
Ben sound is great. Ben sound is great and really child friendly. It's really good.
Child friendly. That's important,
Yeah,
especially on a family show like this one.
Exactly. Good. Excellent.
So, okay, what the heck is Trovo, and what are you doing with it?
Yeah, Trovo. Because I believe his name is Ma Huateng, and he is like one of the richest men in China. And Trovo is based in China, and it's owned by Tencent Games, and it's huge. It's like humongous.
Okay,
China being the number one populated like country in the world, right? So it's like Trovo is huge. But Trovo, like the company that owns it is huge and the money behind it is huge.
Okay, but
it just started in 2020.
So I got to ask you a question. Now, I've seen Trovo because we're in the streaming business too, right? And I see it come up on certain third-party tools that we use and that sort of thing. But I never, like, how Twitch. Okay, I'm just trying to understand Trovo as opposed to a lot of the other services. Of course, you can do streaming on YouTube. You can do streaming on Twitch.
Exactly.
I mean, and Twitch is kind of has a niche as a gaming gaming streaming platform, right? And it sounds like from what you've told me, which isn't very much, but maybe Trovo is trying to do the same thing. But
that's very true, Hugh. That's very true. Trovo is similar to Twitch. Now, the thing is that I don't want to get into too much since I don't own Trovo nor Twitch, but Trovo, in order to reduce the competition of Twitch in the Chinese market, they've banned Twitch in China.
I see. So they got
Yes.
so Trovo has a monopoly on.
Exactly. Trovo has a monopoly on the Chinese market. Trovo will they're open to people from the world actually streaming on Twitch, but they've banned Twitch. No, sorry, on Trovo, but they've banned Twitch from accessing the Chinese market.
Okay, so why did you go for Trovo then?
I went for Trovo because I was just doing some research basically online, and that's an excellent question. And it looked interesting. It looked like another option to make some additional income with the work did I do from home, basically, as well as my YouTube channel and my own website and all of this. And it was just something I figured I'd check out additionally, along with Twitch that I'm also on too.
Okay, you're on Twitch as well.
Yeah, I'm on Twitch as well, and YouTube, and then I do social media more for advertising and that type of thing. So
okay,
other social media that most people will tend to know, like Instagram and TikTok and Pinterest and Discord even. So yeah, I try to kind of spread it out because you never know. All of these places have their own audiences, and sometimes they even have audiences that are dedicated to just that particular social media platform. So I try to reach as many people as I can.
Yeah. Now, so when you stream, do you stream to multiple platforms at the same time?
No, I do not do that. No.
So
And that's again an excellent question, because you're not supposed to do that. So I have Twitch affiliation, right? But I'm not even going for Twitch partnership, because when you have Twitch partnership, they do not want you to stream on any other channel. So yeah. So but I want to continue with Trovo and then have the option with YouTube. And I even proposed to YouTube that they should try and have a pay-per-view. And I don't know, as feedback, right? Just as suggestion. I don't know what's going to happen with that, but we'll see. And and then I'm also trying to have on my own channel, well, not really channel, more website, Donna Magazine stored live, to connect it with Roku. And I don't know if anybody's familiar with Roku.
I'm a little familiar with it.
Okay, excellent, awesome. Because I wanted to have Donna Magazine stored live pay-per-view. But when I was doing my research on that, if you're a star boxer, you can get and you got a boxing match, you can get millions of people out, paying pay-per-view to see that fight. Now, I'm nothing like that, right? I'm just regular folk. And I figure, well, I'll try to see if I can connect with Roku with my Donna Magazine stored live channel and just run ads.
So that's what you're doing. So you're streaming. You're not doing a pay-per-view, but you're running ads.
Well, I'll try to pay-per-view, but I still have to see. Roku is pending.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
so
I should find out by February. About February.
So what's so is it just Donna Magazine, or what is the essence of what you're communicating in your business model and all that kind of stuff, Donna?
Well, mainly education. When I file my taxes, it's education support, communications, education support, entertain. Yeah, that's what I did at school. My undergrad is in journalism, my master's is in media studies, and then my PhD is in education. And I also have a law degree. So I don't really get too much into law, really with the work that I do. I have, but not recently, and as much, except for maybe say just a project here and there. And I've been getting a lot of suggestions to apply for things on Upwork with law, but I don't really take them on. I'm not really kind of laws. It's good, and then but just I'm 50. I really would prefer to have some fun. I've had my misery.
It's not fun.
It's not. And you know, I've had my misery work. I've had a lot of misery work. So I think I've done my time for misery work.
Yeah. So you're doing the Donna Magazine, and you're dealing with education. What are you teaching people, Donna?
Well, I do my Donna Magazine's classes as well, and I have a few students. I have one in Australia. I have some in the United States. Excuse me, sorry. Let me just get some tea here.
Orange Pico.
Exactly, Orange Pico. Yeah, got it
King
from my
Cole or
dad.
Red
It's
Rose?
really nice.
Yeah, Red Rose. Do you remember the Red Rose?
I love Red Rose.
Only in
I
Canada.
love Red Rose. Yeah, Red Rose tea is great.
Memories.
Excuse me. Yeah, Red Rose tea is great. I get a lot of great teas from my parents.
What, you got COVID?
No, but I had a cold a common cold at the end of December, in mid to end of December.
Well,
common cold. There you go. We have to differentiate these things now.
I thought that was
exactly.
Change that.
Influenza, common cold, COVID-19. Then there's of course a long COVID. You know, got to be careful for that one.
I had long COVID at the beginning of COVID.
You did?
How long?
Yeah, how long?
It was about 2-3 months.
Okay. Really?
Yeah, it was really awful. Yeah. Yeah, and I just did it. I just suffered basically in my home.
You're making me want to cough, Donna.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna drink some water here. Hold on. Let's just water break.
You got water. I got some fruité.
Would you like some water?
Oh, fruité sounds nice.
It looks nice. See, that's the fruité right there. You know.
Oh, that's lovely.
It's red.
That's
it's
lovely. Wow.
It's got all the antioxidants. Yep.
Wow, that's great.
Fruit punch.
That's great.
Oh, and Lamont just gave me some Kangen water.
Woo! With a little bit of antioxidant in there.
That's excellent. Wonderful. Liquid lunch. Love it.
Donna, listen, we're going to take you a little past 1 today, so we got a little bit more time than maybe you thought. But I do want to make sure that we get to what you really want to let people know about.
So, Donna, here's my question. And Hugh had ventured into this question. But give me an idea of the content. Like, what are you teaching? Are you teaching people how to make the perfect soft-boiled egg? Are you teaching them how to stitch? A ripped seam? Are you teaching them how to hem their own pants? So what are you teaching people?
I teach people how to create books because I'm also an author, and I've published close to I've either published or helped people to publish close to 300 books. And so I help children right now, and also one adult.
Can I be a child? Can I be the child that you help?
No, even as an adult, you could even you don't even have to be a child. I've helped adults as well, and to publish their book, and I'm hopefully helping actually somebody else because I'm on Airbnb, and I have some other people booked, and doing some work with that as well. So I help children publish their books. Like two of the children I'm working with, they actually have already published books with my help. Excuse me, and they're working on their second books. And then I also teach law classes, but I have one student for that. And he's a great child. He's turning 10 in February. And he wants to, I think he should be president of the United States, but we'll see.
Wait, does he qualify?
Not yet. Not yet. We're working on it.
He could probably do a better job running this country than our current prime minister. So maybe,
yes, but he's in the United States. He's in the United States.
We can verify his birth certificate. I hope.
Yeah. So I mean, there'd be an immigration issue and all that. So yeah.
Well, I just want to say, since you're mentioning this, because we're going out across the Caribbean as well, and Eastern Canada and the U.S. Anybody watching this might have a book in them that they need to get out, and they don't know how, or maybe they have a child prodigy that they're
you got
with,
it
right. And so I just want to say they should maybe get in touch with you and
definitely
seed, Donna.
Definitely. Okay. I've done a lot of that kind of work.
I can't believe like over 200 books,
helpful.
Maybe 300 books.
Yeah. I think it's 294 now, but those aren't all my own books. Like, I mean, it's also books that I've helped other people publish too. So as editor mainly.
Okay, great. Now I got all those links up. Donna, do you want to
excellent.
go through any of them? Or?
Yeah, let's go through them. So I don't see them. So
well, I'll pull up the here's the Twitch.
Okay, yeah, that's my Twitch page. Yeah, that's my Twitch page. And I try to stream on Twitch about an hour each day. And have a few followers there. I stick in just chatting since that's one of the most popular categories, and just streaming music on Twitch.
You stream music, but it's got to be royalty free though. Music.
It is. It's royalty free. I don't have any copyright claims in those ways. My law also helps me to not just a class I'm teaching it is to watch out for those kinds of things, right? Okay. So the copyright claims. But man, with YouTube and the videos I post, like even though I use a lot of video editing software that they say it's royalty-free music, I get nabbed on a almost consistent basis with YouTube. YouTube is very strict about those copyright issues. Very
also
strict.
They don't let you talk about certain subjects.
It's that too, and I know you know about that, but I don't really get into that. I get nabbed for the music. I get nabbed for copyright. Like I'm using what I think is royalty-free music because I bought the software. It says it's royalty-free, and then YouTube will say no, there's a copyright claim on this. Yeah.
Okay, so I got your YouTube channel up.
Okay.
Here we go. There it is. Right. Did you want to talk about that or play any videos?
Yeah, this is no need really to play it. I have membership. I have a store, and with my merch, honestly, I'm not really expecting people to buy my merch, but it'd be nice. Some of it is quite nice. You could play that video actually. That one's quite nice.
All right, I'm gonna go full screen on it.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. I think I know that guy on the left.
Is it Earl?
Stop it now. Yeah,
all right. Well, I'm just turning it down.
Yeah.
I think. There we go. Yeah. So that's cool.
Now. Yeah.
Did you have that? I mean, that's pretty cool animation.
That's what creates Studio.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoy doing video editing. I really enjoy doing that, and like I did a lot of that. But because even that was the focus of what I studied in undergrad. But in those days, things were so different. I mean, what could take 4 months to do, as a half-hour documentary, you can now do in probably 2 hours. depending, with royalty free, video stock, and, how fast you're working, how fast your computer is. I mean, it's just amazing how things have changed.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Okay, so that's the YouTube channel where the Donna Magazine happens. And let's see, what else do we have here? We got the well, I guess so.
This StreamYard is really good. Where you're streaming from, this StreamYard is really good.
Have you used it before?
I haven't, but I've seen ads on YouTube actually for it, and I thought it looks pretty good.
Well,
I used OBS Studio for Trovo, and Twitch Studio for Twitch, but StreamYard does seem pretty good.
Yeah, well, the nice thing about it, well, I don't want this to be a StreamYard commercial, but
no, I understand you're not getting paid.
We can talk about it afterwards, Donna.
Okay, we'll talk about it after. I'm just I commented more because I'm impressed.
Yeah, it works very well.
And this is my first time being part of using StreamYard. So
okay, so the YouTube, and then we got the I'm just gonna pull this up here. This is the store and classes.
Yeah, this is you could probably how long is this?
It's about 5 minutes, I think.
5 minutes? Yeah, you could play that. Yeah, I guess you could. Yeah.
Yeah. You should, I mean, just let me know if we need to stop.
No, actually, I remember what this is now. No need to play it. Yeah, because I just show examples. I just show examples of, say, like my merch, right? So, and I could even do that now, right? This is like the cover. This is the cover of one of my books. This is the cover of one of my books. So I do my merch with like my book covers, and I've done some albums and stuff like that, just fun stuff, and I make a little money here and there.
Well, it's the merch is just a little side thing, but it's the classes that seems like your main thing, right? Because you're teaching
actually people. Not really. Like the streaming really helps. Trovo is a really good thing. Like, and Twitch I did well with. And I'm gonna build it up. Trovo is pretty good because I ended up in Trovo 500, and Trovo has a base incentive, right? Like if you stream on Trovo a lot, then it has a base incentive. Then if you enter into Trovo 500, then you just get money for the fact that you spent time streaming. And you could be doing other things. You could be streaming on one computer, and then like on my Lenovo IdeaPad, I could be conducting a class.
Okay, wait.
But not streaming at the same time on different.
I have questions. Do you mind if I ask?
Sure.
Like, okay, so Trovo though, from what you said, like it sounds like they might have a huge user base in China, but less people in the West or in Canada, in the US.
I do actually have quite a number of people who watch my channel from Canada and the United States, but it's not a huge viewership. Like I'd read an article, actually, I think it was just this morning, and somebody was, I mean, it's not Trovo that they're talking about, Twitch, and they had 18,000. An audience of 18,000. I'm thinking, oh, whoa, that is something else, right? I mean, this is why an article is being done about them, right? So Trovo, my numbers at the maximum have been about 500, and which is okay, like, but it's not bad. It's a not bad category, right? So yeah, I'm happy. I'm not complaining, right? So, but and Trovo in general does not draw the kind of numbers that Twitch does. Like, Twitch does not.
So why did you choose? What was it that got you to choose Trovo then?
I like Trovo because like Twitch relies on like things like subscribers and bits. Right. So, which sometimes it can be difficult to get people to subscribe. right?
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be like it depends, not always, right? But it can be a bit more challenging to get people to subscribe. Whereas Trovo, if you just put in the time and stream, then they will pay you a base incentive. They will pay you a base incentive for spending the time.
Really? And
Yeah.
what do
If
they
you
pay you
if
in?
once you get to Trovo 500, like I started with Trovo December 1st,
Yeah.
and it goes something like once you reach level 1, the maximum payout you can receive is about 1,000. Okay. Once you reach level 2 and 3, it's 2,000. Once you reach level 4, it's 4 or 8,000, I think. But once you reach level 5, it's 15,000. And this is all in USD. This
Every
is all
month?
in United, exactly.
Really?
And so the maximum you can receive is 15,000 USD per month, right? And you could even buy, if you want to, your own like they have things like gems and elixir and cast spell, and it's like gamey, right? It's gamey. I don't get into all that game kind of stuff, right? I mean, I turned 50 last year, turning 51 this year. I mean, I know people still game even at my age, but I don't get into all that kind of stuff. But it can be potentially lucrative depending on how much time you put into it. Like because of the time I put into it in the month of December, I'm in the Trovo 500 Purple program.
Okay.
Yeah, and then
I
they
want
have
to be a part of the Purple program.
yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Like I mean, it takes about when you end the month, right? Of when you have streamed. I mean, it depends on when you start. I started at the beginning of the month. Then you get paid within 45 days after that.
Okay.
Within, mind you, it's within 45 days, right? So yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. So what do we want to leave? I mean, what do we want people to know from here today? Do we want to reach the people that might want to come in and take one of your courses online?
Yeah, I think I'd like really ideally, people to watch my Trovo channel and hopefully subscribe because they do work with subscriptions as well, like Twitch does,
Yeah.
and get more viewership. Hopefully, get more viewership on Twitch because right now my viewership on Twitch is about. I think I've reached about a maximum of like okay, I think about 200 roughly live viewers.
Yeah.
And it's again a not bad category. And then with YouTube, hopefully join membership, subscribe, buy merch if you'd like, if you think something's kind of cute and unique and you wouldn't see that again.
Oh, hey,
um
Donna, let me mention something to you.
yes
Because I've been in the place of being able to have logos and certain things that were
yes
representing as swag. And here's the thing,
yes
we have to change our mindset because there's so many people out there spending way too much money on, all these logos. I'm not going to even name some of what you're
so
wearing as
true.
underwear and all the
No
things,
need to. Yeah, you
right?
got it. You
So
got
here's the thing is that people are spending money on this anyway, and these are the big corporations, big multinationals. We got to start getting people to spend money on the people they care about. If people are behind you, they should be buying your swag. I think
I
that's great,
agree. I
you know?
agree. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Actually, one thing I did do that really kind of brought a lot of warmth to my heart is that when for this Christmas this year, I actually bought like some not too much. I didn't spend too much, but bought some of my own merchandise to share with my family. Right.
Right on.
So
Yeah, that's the
yeah,
point.
I
Yeah.
really appreciated that. And then last year, there's one of my advertisers on my magazine who's also a friend of mine and neighbor, and I bought from her AfroFab designs. I'll do a plug for her AfroFab designs, like because she does really great stuff and she's really gifted, really good. And so I bought a lot of her products to give to my family, and I've done that before in the past too. And I think I agree with you completely, Lamont. Like, people should be supporting more, like,
It's a very simple
like
way.
local,
Very simple
basically
way.
local.
Yes.
Or yeah, I agree. I agree. As much as you work internationally or whatever it may be, don't forget about how important local business is.
Absolutely. Yeah, especially these days with the whole lockdown thing, right? Like,
Mhm.
how much more business did Amazon get?
Exactly. Exactly.
Or the other online merchants versus how many local stores had to close down.
Exactly, exactly. And it becomes really scary because then, for me as also a writer, right? Like, I mean, there were the days when, I remember Page's bookstore from Queen Street. I loved that bookstore, right? So here in Toronto, and I loved that bookstore. I'd go to Page's, I'd spend hours there, right? Because it was so close to the CBC. I'd spend so much time there, and then that's closed down. And then when the whole thing with the bookstores was happening, all these individual bookstores closing down, and then the big mega ones, taking over, right? So, and I love Chapters in Indigo. I'm not criticizing them. It's just that a lot of local businesses in everything from grocery stores to all these, like a lot of things, a lot of local businesses have suffered when these multinationals kind of get it, sort of take over, right? So yeah, and then how then are people making an income when you're just a little guy or girl?
We're getting ready for the Great Reset, Donna. Soon nobody will work. All our products will buy from Klaus Schwab in the World Economic Forum. And we will get to play video games all day long as we take the vaccines that the government is
right, exactly.
And we can live stream ourselves playing video games and smoking cannabis. And
well, I
get
don't
paid
do
by
that.
Trovo.
I'm allergic.
Oh, geez.
But,
Well,
but with 15,000 USD a month from Trovo,
right.
it's not that I can't afford it. I'm allergic.
There you go. Right.
Just joking. Not
edibles for all. Edibles for all.
That makes sense. Okay.
So.
Yeah. So that's okay, Donna. So a couple minutes left. I don't know if there's anything else I need to show here.
No, it's good. It's good. You've done a really good job. You've done a
and-
really good job. It's really nice meeting Lamont. It's great to meet somebody new. I appreciate that, Lamont. You're doing a good job there. You're doing a good job.
Well, we're going to get to see each other in person pretty soon, because that's really what I want to start people showing, is that, yes, we can live in the virtual world, and it's great for that international reach. However, I'm tickled pink to know that you're in Toronto. And here's the thing, is that we have to balance that with some physical attention. We need that.
Yeah, contact, right? Human contact. Yeah,
it has to be both. It has to be equal balance, right? So it's really nice. We'll have to get together and meet up for sure.
Sounds great. Donna. Sounds great. I let Hugh know, actually. I'll be coming down to this great space. I can tell it's just a really great space. Hugh, this is actually, in my humble opinion, like the best so far. And I've seen like the progression, and this is the best. Well, this is the best. This is definitely the best. You moving on up.
Getting a little emotional here, Donna. I'm getting a little emotional. I feel this.
And Donna, we might be doing something on a regular basis, right? So
yes,
we can certainly talk about that. But okay, but let's just leave people with, like, how can people take advantage of the work that you're doing?
Well, definitely. Oh, I see there's even a chat here. Oh, that's cool.
I was chatting with our next guest.
Oh, that's cool. Okay. So, that's cool. So, so do you have my email, or you can even, like, from my website? From my website, there's a contact. There's a contact.
This is the I'm just you know what, I can put up the website, the store website, right? Is that the one you want?
Donna Magazine in store. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put that
my
up
own
right
store.
Now.
Okay.
Because people can actually just Did it work? Of course it didn't work. They can go to your website, but they could also, if you want to give out your email address, Donna.
Yeah, I don't mind. Should I put it in the chat or just?
Yeah, well, you can, or you can just say what it is.
Okay. Some people don't always hear that well. I'll put it in the chat. I used to work as a court reporter, so I don't mind typing. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you had to speak into that little thing on the court reporter.
No, that was a long time ago. Actually, one of the people I work with, I used to work with, and I send birthday cards to every year because her birthday happens to also be on the same day as my sister's.
Yeah.
She told me about that when you used to have to speak into the thing and mask, like it was like a mask, but now it's not like that. And I know there have even been changes since I haven't been there since when was that? 2016, I think. 2016.
Okay, so there we got you got your email address scrolling along the screen. So I just want to say
excellent.
again.
Wow, this is so cool.
Right? So people who are watching this, no matter where they are, if they got a book in them, and I think everybody, Donna, actually
got a book in
has
them.
a book in them.
I agree. I agree.
And I kind of make a joke. Books aren't for reading anymore. They're for writing. So
yeah, I love that. I love that. That's really good. That's really good.
Which is true, and that's what you're helping people to do. So people out there watching that have that book, they need to get it out. They can get in touch with you, and you can take them through the whole process, right?
Excellent. Excellent. Love it.
And then go to your Trovo page, and they can subscribe. They can go to the Twitch page and subscribe.
And YouTube
too. Even I try
and
not
take
to
my classes.
YouTube's the enemy.
Yeah.
Did I just say that? No.
Yeah, but you can rectify that.
Okay, Donna. Anyway, great to do this. There's the email address. People can get in touch, and I look forward to seeing you again in person soon. And getting back on the show
so let's get the other guest on. She's probably thinking, Lord, that woman talks a lot.
Well, here's what we're gonna have to run some commercials, though, Donna. So that's what we're gonna do. Anyway, great to see you. We'll see you again soon.
Great to see you too, Hugh. Nice to meet you, Lamont. Thank you so much, and we'll connect.
Thanks, Donna.
Okay.
Very nice to meet you.
All right.
Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, hon.
And we'll be right back after this.
Hi, boy.